Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to use the fill command in Minecraft Bedrock Edition and everything you can do with this beautiful command. So if you like Minecraft videos like this one, then please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Minecraft tutorials like this one. And so if you want to instead know how to use this command on Minecraft Java Edition, I've already made a tutorial on there, so check that out. Link to that video is in the top right of your screen. But if you're for Bedrock Edition, Console Edition, Pocket Edition or any edition like that, then just stay right here and follow along with the tutorial. And so, to start off, you don't need command blocks for the fill command. You can also type these in chat. Of course, you need cheats enabled for these types of commands. But if you want to use the command blocks, you can just give yourself a command block like this. Just give @p command block, and there you go. So, let's take a look at this first command. So, if I press this button, then this 4x4x4 area gets filled in with diorite. That is the basic fill command. But there are way more useful features later on as well. But let's take a look at the basic one first. So what you need to do is just type in /fill and then first the coordinates of the first point and the coordinates of the second point. So how this works in practice is that you just go over here, for example, grab a block, place it over here, and let's say we want to make a cube of 5x5x5, for example. So what you need to do is just look at the first block that you want to use here, type in /fill space, and then you just want to put in the coordinates of this block. So we know what it is. And so I'm not 100% sure what all the controls are on all different types of console editions, but up here you can see a squiggly line and 102. And so the coordinates of this block we're looking at right now is 102. So just press tab twice on computer, whatever is the same on your console. Get that first coordinate, press space, tap twice again, space, tap twice again, space. You can also look up the coordinates yourself, of course, but this is the easiest way to do it, I believe. So now we have the coordinates of the first block. We can press enter. There we go. We get an error. Of course, you can also check the coordinates with our position up there, which you can set in the world options. Now we have the coordinates of the first block. We now go over to the second block, look at this one, then just press up while you're in the chat to get your last message back. And then do the same thing again, space, and first coordinate, space, second coordinate, space, third coordinate. So now we have the coordinates of the two outer corners of where we want to place our blocks. This can be any two corners as long as they are, of course, completely opposite of each other. And then we just have to specify the block we want to put in here. So let's say we want ancient debris, like this. We can just press enter and it will fill it in with ancient debris just like that. And so that's straightforward. Be careful though, because this will actually destroy anything that is in the area that you try to place blocks in. So we can see that here, if we put our pillars around this structure and do the same thing, put in the first coordinate, the second coordinate, and the block, let's say gravel, for example, and we press enter, we will see that it fills in the entire block, and all of this is now made of gravel, so it will delete anything that is inside of the area, so be careful of that. And if you want to use the fill command to remove blocks, you can also do that. You just have to fill in air at the end instead of, for example, stone 3. So if you put in air, you can see that it all disappears. Stone 3, we get diorite. And so again, in Bedrock Edition, you have to make sure that you specify the data value of this, because if we set this to, for example, 4, we can fill it in with polished diorite. 5 will be, I believe, polished granite. Oh, no, it's just normal andesite. Okay. And so the data values are quite important here, but you can look those up yourself on the internet as well. They'll all be available, of course. But alright, that's it for the basic fill command. Now we'll get to the more interesting part of this command. So first of all, as I mentioned before, all the blocks inside of the area you select will get deleted unless you do this specific thing. So we have a couple of diamond blocks here, we have some gold blocks, and if I press this button, we can see that the rest gets filled up with redstone blocks and the diamond and gold blocks stay there. And so this is the case all around the structure as well. And so that is quite interesting. So what's going on here is, again, we just specify the coordinates, put in what we want to fill it in with, redstone block. And then we also have to specify the data value here with 0. You have to always specify the data value if you fill in a block here, even if it doesn't have any other blocks in other data values. You just have to specify a 0 here, otherwise the command will not work. And then we put in keep afterwards. And so this means that we keep all the blocks that are already there except for the air blocks. And so that is really quite useful if you just want to fill in some blocks in your build that you haven't filled in yet. And then, of course, you'd also might want to remove a specific type of block without removing any other type of block in your build. So that's what this command is for. If we press it, we'll see that only the redstone blocks disappear, all the other blocks stay there. And so we can do that using the replace feature of the fill command. So again, we just put in the first and second coordinates. Then we put in the block we want to fill with. So we want to fill the area with air. And again, 0 is the data value. You have to put it there. But now we replace only the redstone blocks. This means that we replace redstone blocks with air. And that is how this command works. I will also leave all of these commands in the description down below so you can take a closer look at them yourself as well. And I would suggest, if you're working with these, just try these commands out yourself first before you apply them to a big build or something, and something might go wrong. So be careful with this command. Test it out first to make sure you understand what is going on. And so with both of these commands, we can add and remove a single type of block without removing any other types of blocks in the build. Alright, then we'll move on to the next part. So before we were just filling in areas with complete solid blocks. These are just solid all the way through. As you can see here, there's blocks in the center of them. But you can actually also change this. So we have some ice here, and if I press this button, there we go, we get some amethyst blocks. Now this looks the same as before, but it isn't. Because if we break these two amethyst blocks here, you can see there's actually already an opening inside of here. And we also see that all of the ice that was there has disappeared. So it does replace all the blocks inside as well with air blocks. But this can be quite useful, especially if you bring this to a larger scale. You want to create some rooms for a map or something like that. You can do something like this over here. Press this button. And look at that, we get a massive block of iron blocks. And if we break into it, it is completely hollow. And of course this would work very, very nicely as a room in a map. And you don't have to build all of these walls and roofs separately. But how does this work? Well, it's quite simple actually. It's just the usual fill command, but except at the end you just put in hollow. So again, specify the data value with 0. And then put in hollow afterwards, and this will make the structure hollow instead of solid. A really useful command there. However, you might already have some sort of structure built and you want to put a room around it. Then this will not work because, as we saw before, it deleted all the blocks inside. So luckily there's a solution to this as well. It is the next part of the fill command. So here we can see a diamond block, a gold block, a sign with treasure, and another sign that says gone. And so if we press this button right here, we will see that yes, that sign is indeed gone. But if we break open this emerald box, we will see that the diamond block, the gold block, and the treasure sign are still there. And so anything inside of this room just stays there. It works almost exactly the same as hollow, except for that it keeps all the blocks inside. And this is called outline. So instead of putting in hollow, you just put an outline at the end, and that works just like that. Very nicely. And you can do the same thing with air as well. And then we can remove all of those emerald blocks again as well. And so those are the main features of the fill command. I'll just show you one more practical example over here. So you might have already noticed the shipwreck in the background of the video. And I'll just show you how you can nicely replace only a single block of this shipwreck. So let's say we do like the boat below, but we don't really like these masts up here. They're made of stripped jungle logs. I don't think that is the right block here. I don't like that. I want to make them gold blocks. But I don't want to change anything else about the ship. And so normally you would have to manually replace all of these. But with this single command, I can just press the button and it will immediately change all the masts from stripped jungle logs to gold blocks. So press the button and there we go. It works just like that. But let's say I don't want gold blocks. No, I want dirt. Yes, I want them to be dirt. That's also possible. Or maybe, I don't know, beacons. Also possible. Or we can just change them back to stripped jungle logs. And so how you want to do this is quite straightforward. So you want to pick a coordinate all the way down here. That's on this side of the ship. And then move all the way to the other side up to here. And pick another coordinate around here. This means that the entire ship is located within our selection area. And then we just have to be a little bit clever. So what we do is use this command over here. So the first and second coordinate make up an area well around the ship. And so we fill the entire area with gold blocks. Of course, that would destroy the ship entirely, so let's not do that. Now instead we put a 0 for the data value and then put in replace. So we want to replace all the stripped jungle logs with gold blocks. So just put in replace stripped jungle log and that is how that works. So here you have to make sure that there is no other stripped jungle logs anywhere in the area, because they will also get turned into gold blocks. And so for example here where I did it with dirt, that is quite tricky because of course here there is no dirt, but if the ship was slightly over here, all the dirt blocks below would also be turned into beacons and then back into stripped jungle logs. And so that might cause some issues there. So again, just make sure you understand what's going on with these commands and then be very careful with them. And of course, make backups of your world before you use them, because it could definitely destroy stuff if you make a little mistake, which can happen very easily. But alright, there we go. That is how to use the fill command on Minecraft Bedrock Edition. If you have any more questions about this command, then leave them in the comments down below and I will try to help you out. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, then please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more Minecraft tutorials. I want to thank my tier 3 member, the Smikkelaar. Thank you so much for becoming a tier 3 member. But there we go. I hope you all enjoyed this video and hope to see you all in the next one. So until then, bye bye.